I got into YouTube because I can do what I want, and I don't have to rely on the system, the Hollywood system, to decide what I'm going to make. I don't need their money, and I don't need their distribution to be seen. Like, here's a good example of what I think, what's great about YouTube and what's not great about film festivals. So I've won film festivals, I've been to Cannes, and it's still a pecking order. There's still people who are deciding what films are going to be selected in this film festival. It becomes this elitist kind of thing, I think. And YouTube, it's not like that. It's about the people watching. It's the viewers are selecting, and the viewers are deciding what's a popular video. Who's going to, get more subscribers and that kind of thing. And I like that. It's a real democratic system, isn't it?
I don't know if there's a show me a random channel link on YouTube. I've never noticed one. There might be one. There should be one.
A random channel?
Yeah, like click on a button that says show me a random YouTuber, and it just goes to some random channel, right? Someone who has at least one video up, or someone who has one video within the last 6 months or something, just so you don't find a stale account or whatever. That'd be an interesting type of thing to have.
Yeah, that would be.
On a basis, like, they do technically owe us, because if it wasn't for us, they wouldn't be where they are now.
Yes.
But it's a free service. We chose to do it. Consequences are they're a business. They can do what they want, and we knew that all along. But for me, there should be more communication between the community and the owners. There's a story here today about some young tubers who had their accounts suspended for no reason. I had a video banned. I uploaded it again with no explanation. Banned second time. I then emailed them, why was it? Oh, sorry, it was a mistake. They put it back up, and I said, but can I upload it again so it gets back on the chart? And they go, no, because someone else might ban it. There's no communication, and because of those two videos which they made a mistake on, that's 2 strikes out of 3. But there's one other thing that happens now, which that is by one of those people. As soon as they're unacceptable, I lose all 175 videos I've ever made, which has all been archived with dates that I've done. I spend 5 hours a day for a whole year. Some people think that's me whining. I don't care, but it's true, and that's time that's wasted.
YouTube doesn't tell us why they do what they do. Bottom line. So we're guessing.
It's a blogging community. Why can't they vlog?
They video blog. I mean, they blog. Do you read the blog?
Not really. They say they do.
It's an empty informative.
It's the bare minimum.
It's an empty informative that they give us, and it doesn't give us real answers or a guideline. And YouTube itself does not adhere to its own terms of service.
No, I'm interested in your idea about the appeal process, because obviously I've heard this story before.
Right.
So I'm wondering, how would that look like?
Some people have used the word ombudsman. That's not a bad word either. But some way that you can go through a process to say, well, to begin with, why was my channel suspended? Give me that information so I have something to start with. Because there's a lot of us out here that we're not used to this whole copyright, fine line kind of thing. If we cross that line, come and tell us we crossed that line. Explain it to us. I've even asked YouTube for guidance on a particular video clip or something that I want to use. Sorry, we can't help you with that. So it doesn't, so at least give me some guidance on what are the boundaries in terms of service. And if I've crossed that boundary or something's not exactly right, let's talk about what can we do that's good for both of us to get, do I say 5 Hail Marys? Do I, say YouTube, I'm sorry? I mean, what do I do?
So there's a dialogue.
There should be some kind of a dialogue. I'm not sure how they do that because there's so many people on YouTube.
Do you feel that YouTube should take more of an active role in making sure that comments are, the right kind of comments?
I don't know. I've thought about that. Like, I thought, could they have something on here that would pick up profanity or unacceptable language? I suppose it would be possible for them to build that into the program.
I mean, I think they already, to some degree,
yeah, I mean, if you flag a video, they'll review that video. So, I mean, I've seen a couple videos that I thought were completely inappropriate, and I flagged them. But, and they've come down.
Do you think that YouTube should take a more active role in trying to do something about that?
They're very good at, the thing is, if people cross the line and they're talking about specifics, they've tracked you down somehow, they've found personal info, they're threatening you, they're threatening your life, and they have specific information, they're good about going in there, suspending accounts and finding out their information. So I'm not worried in that sense. I'm very careful with what information goes out there in the first place. So I haven't had anybody be too specific with their threats. It just sort of like, we hate you.
I've been on some threads where it's like, wow, I can't believe they have posted stuff. And I think that goes back to the whole safety mechanism too. Like, you know, on my community, I don't let, since I'm the community manager, I don't let comments get that out of hand. Like if I see something that's racist, sexist, homophobic, or something like that, then I'm gonna remove that content. Or I'm gonna remove that comment from the thread because I try to keep the tone on a positive level. You know, I let people give their own critique, but when it crosses those borders, then I don't let that happen. But on YouTube, you know, it's pretty much a free-for-all. I mean, I've seen some threads that are just outrageous.
Do you think YouTube should take a more active role in managing that?
Yeah, I mean, they have to. I mean, there's cyber stalking, there's all those kind of laws that, you know, they'll cross those boundaries one day. I mean, being a community manager myself, I've been in those situations where, you know, we've had to remove people from our site because they're sending hateful emails to people, or they're stalking all of their content and posting, you know, really racist things on each piece of content they posted. So, you know, as a community manager, I can't allow that kind of stuff to happen. And I think YouTube is going to have to go the same route too, but they have so much more they have like millions of content, so they're going to have to figure out something, or at least just put a filter in there so that those kind of comments can get up there.
Everyone's different.
There's been some proposals to try and deal with haters on YouTube. I guess I say that in quotes because people have different ways of defining it. But some of the proposals are things like, well, you have to be a certain age to post a comment, or you have to wait till you've posted your own video, or you've been on YouTube for a while before you're allowed to start posting comments. What is your opinion of those proposals?
I really don't think any of that's going to do any good. There's a block option, right? If you don't like someone, you just block them. It's just that simple. And they can't ever go back. If you have fake accounts, block. It's just a click away. I don't think they should spend the manpower and the money to the manpower and the money to try to implement these other options when you can just simply block users.
And that's it. Any measures that they do bring in, haters, if they're determined, are going to find a way around it anyway.
So, block users is something that I don't think is very easy to get around unless you open a new account and you just block them. That's it.
Do you have any ideas for YouTube on what they could do to improve, or any features you'd like to see?
Improve? There's one thing I would like, I don't know if you've done it yet, is if I reply on my video to other people's comments, it counts as a comment number. I think they should get rid of that, because a lot of times people get upset that if they get a lot of comments, and obviously the person making the video will answer everyone, and then they get moved up on the list of comment replies. I'm the kind of person, if you spend the time to write to me, I'm going to write back, because I appreciate you watching and taking the time to write, so I'll write back. And the last thing I need is someone to say, well, this guy's just trying to get his video up there because he's replying to everybody, call me a, what's the word, a comment, like spammer, I guess.